Hi guys. My laptop closed right before I was gonna go live, so let's just readjust that. Hello, welcome back. I know it has been a minute since you have seen my face. All I can say about that is I had a lot going on, but lots of good things too. Also, the other main thing I found that I'm a rather money motivated person. I suppose I already knew this about myself, but ever since I've been getting more like paid projects on my plate, doing the ones for my own creative purposes for free just hasn't had quite the same feel to it as before. So I kind of have just been letting myself ease off of it a minute while I'm trying to figure out where I even want to take this ship from here, quite frankly. As you can see, my hair is different now. So I actually do have a story about this hair. Man, it feels so quiet in my room now. It almost feels like eerie talking to you. Okay, so this is my hair now. It's pink. It's like kind of a strawberry pink. Um, so last week, I decided I was just going to cut my own hair, but then I was like, oh no, I'm going to let somebody else have a crack at it. So last week, I got my hair cut, and unfortunately, I kind of wish that I had just cut it myself because I had this birthday party. I had this freaking birthday party that I was trying to go to on Sunday. And I just wanted my hair to look nice. So I decided, and the last you saw of me, I was getting some, it's like my hair was growing out. It was turning into a semi mullet at that point. So I was like, that's gonna just cut, I was just gonna cut off my mullety bits and called it good. But then I was like, okay, what if maybe I should just have a professional do it right up front, you know? Unfortunately, I went to this new girl. I went to the same places I went to last time, and I didn't have a very good experience with the other hairdresser. Like she did a pretty good job. Like she did a pretty good job with my actual haircut, but the actual experience itself was actually not very pleasant. I will at least give this new hair cutter the credit that the experience with her was much more pleasant, but unfortunately, as you may or may not know, I do have a condition called alopecia, which basically means my hair just falls out. I don't know, man. My immune system gets pissed off sometimes and doesn't like my hair follicles, and that's just how it goes. Life of Sam. So I've got this big old bald spot. I've got bald patches all over, but I've got this big one right on the back. And the first lady was really good about just covering it. And the second lady, so I'm just trying to get a nice haircut. And she cuts it in such a way to where it is just a little bit too short, just a little bit. So it's like all of the haircut looks good except for the one giant, enormous bald spot, which is the thing I'm like, one of the things I'm most self conscious about is just like, it's like she cut it in such a way that you could just see it poking out the bottom. So I knew just let it grow for a minute, you know, it's getting there, but I was like, great, super glad that I didn't cut it myself and I decided to have a professional do it and have them cut a giant hole in the back of my head where my bald spot is right before I'm wanting to like try and be social again, because that's my thing. I'm a socially struggling person just in general, and I did not need my bald spot to be making that even more difficult for me. But it is what it is. And I was just like, well, maybe if we could dye my hair, I thought maybe the cut would look better, but she didn't have any openings until this week, which is how this happened. And I'm going to tell you that didn't go very smoothly either. I'm okay with it now, but for a minute there, I was double disappointed. I was like, oh no, I like this girl, but damn if she didn't just ruin my hair twice and I paid her for it, was the feeling. So we decided that we wanted to do my hair pink. It was interesting actually because I've been doing a kind of just a temporary spray. Because I've just got that lovely white hair. So I've just got this temporary spray and I've just been spraying it pink. Um, and so I thought it was interesting that when I went to get my hair cut, I actually didn't have it pink because it's just temporary spray, you know. So it was just the usual color. And she was like, I think we should do your hair pink, like maybe like a strawberry pink or a baby pink. And I was like, okay, um, that sounds really nice. So set an appointment today. And so we bleached my dark bits, and I knew in my heart, I was like, I should tell her to bleach the white hair for just like a couple minutes, just for a couple minutes, you know, just because I was afraid that if she only bleached the dark, but not the other, it would make it a different color. So, but I was like, she's a professional, right? She knows what she's doing. Um, I'm sure she knows. So, if she needed to bleach my hair, my white hair, she would. So, take me back to the chair finally. And so she's putting the pink on. The lady next door is like, "Oh, that color is so pretty. It's gonna look so pretty." Sit, dye my hair. The first, it's. I think that the salon must have been fairly new when I went to it because it was much nicer. And like the massage chair, like the first time I was in the massage chair, I was like, it was like I was poking out in this weird hallway and it was jabbing my back and it was terrible. The last couple times, however, it was actually pretty nice. It was actually, I still think I'm a little too tall for those chairs. Like I'm almost 5'8". So I mean, I'm not that tall, but still probably taller than the average lady that sits in that chair because I was still having to scrunch, you know. It felt kind of nice, but there was still this part of me that was like, man, I wish my back was a little bit shorter. Anyway, so she comes back, she rinses my hair, and there is just silence as she's rinsing my hair. She does not say a word. And in my mind, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, that's not a good sign. If it looked good, she would have been like, oh, that looks really good. I'm sure she would have. But the fact that it was just like stark silence, I knew that when she took me back to the mirror, it was not going to be good. And oh boy, it was not good. So yeah, she kind of dries my hair, and essentially like the parts that used to have my dark hair that she had bleached and everything were a totally different color than the rest of my hair. Like the bleached parts were just like really dark, was the color it's supposed to be. And then the other lighter parts were it was just this weird wash of just messy color, light messy color. And it was like I had these weird patches of like kind of brassy, pinkish, and it looked terrible. And I was like, I'm so patient. I let customer service people just do stuff like that. And it's like, I will apologize as if I am the problem. And I was just like, oh, yes, probably just because my hair sucks, huh? Yeah, that's not exactly what I wanted. But oh, okay. Like, thanks for trying. Uh, Luckily, she did kind of be like, well, maybe it's because I bleached the one part, but not the other. So I opened the cuticle on the one parts and not the other. So she did a cuticle opening ceremony with some shampoo stuff and re-dyed it. And you know what? It ended up um, salon trip ended up being like an hour longer than it was supposed to be. But you know what? In the end, I think I'm okay with it. Yeah, I think I like it actually. At first, like because she was washing my hair so much, like my scalp was like super shiny, and I think the lighting in that particular area was just terrible. So my scalp was just like gleaming with like the shing, like a freaking polished bowling ball, man. And I'm just like, and my it and like the color didn't look good, and I was just like. And I was like, I'm not sure I like this. Which I am glad that I said that, I'm glad I at least said that. I'm like, not sure if I like it. Maybe it'll grow on me. Somehow I think it makes me look more bald than before. But then we did we switched over to one of the other mirrors and everything looked a bit better. So now your girl has some strawberry pink hair. And I actually, the more I look at it, the more I like it. Like at first, I was not happy, but yeah, it's growing on me. Enough that I thought perhaps I would live stream about it. So that was my experience today. And I do like that salon. I've decided it's quite nice. So I guess I'll go back. She says she doesn't want to give up on my hair. Maybe we'll figure something else out. But until then, I'm actually, yeah, I think I like this. It matches my outfit today as well. Okay, so there's my hair. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I don't know. Um, another thing that I'm doing with my hair. So I'm trying an experiment, guys. So we'll see how it goes. Where I've started taking hair and nail and skin supplements, like really taking them like on the reg. The thing is like I never really used to because, well, I do other nutritional stuff, and I just always kind of thought that supplements are just like so expensive, and I've just been kind of struggling to get by for a long while. Up until now, things are getting better, but for a long time it just seemed like such an extravagant expense to just like eat supplements which may or may not even work. But at this point, my hair, uh, I kept hoping that my hair would just grow back on its own, but it seems like it's not doing that. So I'm trying an experiment for the next several months. If we'll see if that improves the situation. Also, thing number two, I got this like it's a scalp massager. I had uh, a stylist in the past say that maybe I should try scratching or massaging my head, and that might stimulate the hair follicles, which could help. So I've been massaging my head. So I don't know. Maybe by the end of the year, I'll have a whole thick head of hair that I didn't even know I could have. That's my dream. We'll see. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Um, let's see. The birthday party Sunday was rough, not gonna lie. I almost didn't even go. Um, except that I had planned, I told myself I would go because I got invited like a month in advance. So I had plenty of time to think about it and tell myself that I was going to do that. And so then the day came and I felt real bad. I just didn't feel good. And the universe had lined up plenty of reasons for me not to go. Like my hair was bad. I had gone tubing and like camping, or not camping, just tubing and hiking earlier in the week as well for the 4th of July. I was attempting to meet up with the same group of people on that day, but that didn't work out either because I didn't really know where they were and I was just an awkward duck. So I just ended up tubing by myself, which was actually quite nice. Honestly, I kind of wanted to do it by myself, truth be told, but I didn't want to do it by myself because I didn't want to seem like a loser. But luckily, this scenario allowed me to be like, I don't know where my group is. They must have left without me because they did, but I mean, it's okay. They had another man, that I wasn't fully privy to. So, because I'm not as like seasoned in that friends group. But I'm trying to like, but I feel bad because it's like I haven't seen people in a long time, so I'm trying, I'm trying, and yeah, so I just ended up tubing by myself, and it was actually quite nice, except a down a couple of the waterfall areas, I ended up smacking myself on a couple rocks. Got a pretty good bruise on the backside for a bit, but healing up. Had this weird freaking rash on my freaking leg from something, some planter did something that was great. So I'm like, do I really want to go? So I'm like getting ready to go to this birthday party, and it's like my bald spot is just out for everyone to see. I've got this weird freaking rash on my leg. I'm really tired and just not feeling good. And uh, but I was like, what? Let's at least try. So I drove to the place and I ended up like driving around the block several times and just like sitting in my car for like an hour and a half, just being like, do I go? Do I not go? Because I thought it was here. Okay, here's one thing about me. I actually do better in big groups rather than smaller, close knit groups. So I was going to go to this birthday party because, according to the Evite, it seemed like there was going to be a lot of people there. So I figured my plan was I'll just sneak in there a couple hours after the fact, and I can just sneak in unseen. I'll just be part of the crowd. I'll just dance and be like, oh, hey guys. That way I can stop feeling like such a jackass for being so antisocial. I don't know. And but unfortunately I arrived and the group was much smaller than I had anticipated, and it was mostly, from what I could peep from the angle I was at, it seemed like mostly like the core super close best friends group. And I was like, great, this is not the anonymity party I was looking for. So, I know maybe it sounds weird, but there's a reason why I worked like in events and stuff for so long, is I'm actually much better at socializing when it's like a brief kind of interaction and I'll probably never see you again. I shine in that scenario. The scenario I don't do as good in is that step between stranger to friend, like solid, like friend, we know each other. I struggle with that transition there. Here's the odd thing. I used to be the opposite when I was younger, though. When I was younger, when I was a kid, I had the opposite problem where I was just really terrified and shy of everybody except for the people that I knew. Until all of the people that I knew slowly over time stopped being so good as additions of my life. And you can only go through so many rounds of feeling like a total outcast. I don't know. I think part of my problem is like I kind of change a lot just as an individual. I'm very evolving, you know. I think a lot of people have a more solid sense of who they are when they're younger, and so as they grow, they just become more and more that person. I, on the other hand, had no idea. I mean, I've always been Sam. I have core elements that are just me, but all of the details have pretty much changed. You know, all of like the specifics of me are just kind of changeable. You know, the stuff that I like is a lot different than it was. The way that I am is a lot different than I was. You know, for better, I think. You know. But yeah, I have a really, really hard time with that barrier because I tend to feel like I'm just disappointing people because for me, I can like hang out with people like once or twice a month, and that feels good to me. That's cool. So when there's groups of friends that are just wanting to hang out all the time and talk all the time and blah, 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 and do this stuff, it really burns me out. I don't know how else to say it. I get tired and it's not fun. So I don't do it. Oh, hi, cute, sad. Hello. This is just me. This is Zog. Oh, pretty grandma. Thank you. I'm not a grandma, but I guess I'll take it. I guess I'll take it. Maybe this is just for when I am a grandma. Hopefully, I'll be just as pretty. But thank you. I am an adult. I'm an adult woman, though. That is true. I'm an adult woman who is a professional who is 30. So maybe that's a grandma to some people. Oh, okay. I'll be your grandma. That's fine. I can be your grandma if you so desire. Let me think how to. Now, when I was your age, I didn't be telling 30-year-old ladies that they are grannies. Maybe I did, actually. Maybe when I was your age, I did do that, actually. Come to think of it. Anyways, back to my story. So, yeah, it's just this barrier that I'm getting over personally. And yeah, so back to that story. I don't know how old you are, sad, cute, sad. So I hope that my story doesn't get too adult. It shouldn't. I keep things fairly PG. Thank you. I was just telling a story. You could go back and watch it in a second if you wanted. And yeah, about my hair color. That's kind of why I went online. It actually is for my hair color. Yeah, kind of pink, kind of nice. And so Back to my story. So I went to this party and I yeah, it was a friend's party, and it was her 40-year-old birthday party. So there was lots of granny type folks at that party in their 30s and 40s and late 20s. Yeah, that was the people there. And anyways, I brought a box of drinks and a cute little and I bought a cute little cake batter thing. Um and I gifted that to the host. Anyways, I hostess. So that's when the awkwardness really began, where suddenly I was just like, the group was much more intimate. Oh, yeah, I guess I kind of jumped. Well, after I sat for an hour and a half, I almost drove home and I felt pretty good about that decision. But, and I felt pretty good about that decision. But, um, I something in me didn't really feel that good about it, you know? Some part of me um, just knew that I would kind of be betraying myself if I didn't at least try. So I decided to try. And yeah, I'm not sure if I am glad that I tried. I'm glad that I honored myself. I'll put it that way. But I yeah, I entered, there was a DJ, there was pools, there was people, and immediately bumped into a person that I kind of didn't want to see, to be honest. Somebody that I was kind of looking forward to like never seeing ever again, that I was previously a coworker, just because our last interaction was kind of hurtful, honestly. And so I kind of didn't want to see that person. But it ended up being okay. He seemed to be um I don't know, to have changed his tune from last time I saw him, I guess. He was better. Anyways, I was mingling a little bit. I chatted with a couple people, met up with some people that were well, some of the people that I knew just flat out ignored me. And like that did make me a little bit sad, but also a little bit relieved. But also like, yeah, just because yeah, it was good. I did end up talking to them a little bit, but just give it some space, man, you know. I know that I'm just like I'm not part of the main crew. I'm just kind of a random person that pops in sometimes. So I was respecting my boundary there. And yeah, I had some nice chats with some people, but overall, the whole experience, like I felt this sense of deep sadness in my heart, you know, yeah, the whole time, basically. Didn't feel fun, really. And I'm not saying it was because of the party. I'm certain it's just, I don't know. I don't think I'm still deciding what fun actually feels like to me. Yeah. And so, let's see. This was a story I wanted to tell you. So, this guy, so I'm just kind of minding my own business. I'm kind of talking to this other guy. We're having like kind of a nice conversation and blah, 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 blah. It's kind of nice. And then this other dude just comes and sits in the general area, and I just overhear him talking about different kinds of guns and the best gun you should use if you want to kill somebody. So that was my introduction to this dude. And so he's just having this conversation. Then all of a sudden, like, school murder dude over here, or whatever the crap, turns to me and he's like, "Hey, is your last name this?" And he says my last name, and I'm like, yes. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I think I've seen you on like Facebook or something. Like, what's your first name?" And so I give him my first name, and I'm like, "What's your name?" You know? And so he tells me his name, which is Brandon. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, what's your last name?" You know? And he just says, "Oh, never you mind that." And I was like, "Okay, weird." Oh yeah, I forgot. The first thing he did when he no wait, maybe that was second, but then yeah, okay. So he did that. He said he didn't wouldn't tell me his last name, and he just said, "Never you mind." And I was just like, you know my full name, dude. This seems like a pretty creepy imbalance here, but okay, whatever. I just kind of continue going. And he says, what, oh, dang it, I forgot. I just had it in my brain 2 seconds ago. So he's like, "No, don't you mind, don't you mind." He tells me that yeah, that he's seen me on Facebook. Oh, this was the phrase that he said that also creeped me out. He says, "You're one of the few people here that I think I'm stronger than." And I like that. And I was like, "Okay, just overhear you talking about how to kill people, and you're glad that I'm the one person in this party that you're stronger than. Okay." And I'm feeling thoroughly creeped out at this moment. So I say, "Oh, you're not giving yourself enough credit. I'm sure you're stronger than plenty of people here." And he goes, "Oh, well, I don't know." And I'm just like, "Maybe you're not even stronger than me. Check out my guns," just to show him I wasn't as much of a pushover as he seems to think I was. And at that point, I did kind of try to add a little bit of a barrier there. So he's still talking to me, and I'm just trying to be cool with it and just be like, even though I'm thoroughly creeped out right now. And he goes, he says to me, he says, "Oh, you totally like live in a house that your parents gave you, don't you? You definitely do." And I was just like, and I just felt like I had been slapped, and I was like, um no, actually, I just live in a studio apartment, which I pay for myself. Thank you very much. And he suddenly gets up, he shouts, "Bullshit," at me and just walks off. And I was like, "What the heck is going on?" Oh yeah, I forgot a moment. Before his bullshit, he asked me if I was into cocaine as well. Well, he was calling it something weird, and I was like, "Eh." And he was like, "Are you into cocaine?" And I was like, "Hey, what?" And he was like, "Are you into cocaine? Cocaine? Are you into cocaine?" And I was like, "No, dude. I've never actually done it before." But I guess, I don't know. I guess maybe he just thought I looked like a rich person. Apparently, is what he must have thought. Oh, what's your bad question, cute sad? But yeah, so he walks off while cute sad has got their question. He walks off, and I'm just like, oh, because he asks me that, and then he accuses me of like being given a house, and I'm like, nah, dude, I just have a studio apartment that I pay for myself, and yeah, and he didn't believe that for some reason. I don't know why. I've been struggling for it's not like life hasn't been easy for me the way he seemed to think that it was. And a lot of people seem to think that life has been so easy for me, but my life was a total nightmare for the past all of it until recently. Truth be told. Oh, you don't have a question? Okay. Okay, well if you remember your question, then feel free. Um, Sometimes I get on a little bit of a chat, and I don't always necessarily notice the chat because I'm not really used to people being in my chat, to be honest. But yeah, let's. This was supposed to be a quick one. I might have to change the title of it. But yeah, that was a thing and then he came back, and then after that, we all took a group photo together, and then he made some rude comment. And I, at which moment I piped in and I was like, oh, asshole, you know? Ugh. And then the girl next to me got a kick out of that, and she was just like, oh yeah, that dude, yucko, man. And I was like, yeah, seriously. She didn't say yucko. That's what I say. But he attempted to come back later, and but he was just as unpleasant and was just kept picking at me. And then the other guy that I had previously been having I wasn't interested in either of these people. Okay, I was just there trying to be social. Okay, and then the other guy, I don't know if my interaction with it was just who had been quite nice up until that point suddenly starts negging me out of the blue. And the thing is when I was in my teens and early 20s, I had no idea what pickup artistry was. I didn't know that that was a thing, and that guys did that to people. So I had a couple of guys that were, yeah, doing that to me in my early 20s, actually. And I didn't realize what was happening. And yeah, I never knew what negging was, but now I recognize it when it starts happening. So I had this dude over here being a creepo. I'm afraid he's going to kill me or something. I've got this dude suddenly negging me. And so I'm just like, this scenario went from, I mean, I had some nice conversations with some people, but I was just like, never mind. This scenario is devolving. So I grab my bag and I go, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then I never came back. So there you go. There's a trick for you. If is this a recurring character in my chat by chance? Okay. It's not that I don't like questions. It's just I never said that, in fact. So I just said that I might not notice because I don't normally have anybody in the chat. I don't even know if this person is here or not. Honestly, I don't know. I get a little nervous sometimes because I feel like there's one individual that might be making like multiple accounts and like pretending to be other people. I don't know. Have you ever experienced that before, where they have a bunch of accounts and they just pretend to be someone else? I don't know. I think that I might be experiencing that from this channel over on my Instagram as well. Anyways, if you guys have ever experienced that and you watch this, give me tips on how to handle it. Thank you. Anyways, yeah. So, other things that I want to catch you up on before I go, though. Okay. So, I've still been bullet journaling. That's one of my things that I do. I still have my bullet journal, and in fact, I have my May one. My May one, this one. You remember that? May, that was months ago. Anyways, that video is partially formed, as is June, and I will finish them one time and I will post them. But my desire to post videos has just been less so lately. And like I said, I'm a bit of a money motivated person, so yeah, if I'm not getting paid for it, I really gotta love doing it, quite frankly. And yeah, this editing my bullet journal videos, like I do like it, but it is also quite stressful, and I've been dealing with a lot of stress the past few months. So, and I've just been trying to get out. So there's that. I started on my June one as well. I do have them on. I have shorter little TikTok versions, but here's my July. Here's my July. I made it fruit themed. So. Softer edges. I don't know if you can read that because it's kind of shiny, but that says softer edges, which is what I wanted to be the theme of this month, since I can be a little severe with myself when I'm not achieving my goals. So I decided to make the goals a little softer edged this month. So that I'm not so mad at myself for not having finished my dang bullet journal YouTube videos that nobody's gonna watch. Maybe one day. And I still need to do my. I don't know if I'm still connected or not. Reconnecting. Okay, I guess it's fine, right? I guess. Oh yeah, I still need to do my. I went to Atlanta and I visited my sister and her boyfriend, and my other sister went as well. And I kept meaning to do that because I did my other trip and I wanted to do that again. But what happened was I traveled, then I traveled again, and then I had work still. And then I just was trying to like deal with other life stuff and, human beings in my existence. And I just got really tired, and I just have let myself kind of reset. And the more time I took away from my platform over here, the more I don't know, the more I was thinking that I wanted to come back with something else in store, you know what I mean? Something else. But I don't know. I guess I figured that if I guess like I just got my hair done, and honestly, I don't know. I kind of wanted to just talk to somebody about my haircut experiences over the past couple weeks. And so rather than a human being, I'm here. Yeah. Which is good. I mean, there are human beings here as well. There's at least one. And somebody was in the freaking chat. They called me grandma. Doesn't help me feel great about myself, but you know what? At least I was pretty grandma. And also, I don't think I look like a grandma. Maybe the haircut looks a little bit grandma-ish, but I can't really help that just because of I do have grandma levels of thin hair, though, admittedly. But that I had that when I was a toddler too, so I've always had kind of not as the best hair. So yeah. Anyways, little overview. I will talk to you guys about my my trip soon. The thing is, I really built that live stream up. I made a thumbnail. Oh man, I kind of want to show you the thumbnail, but I can't because it's on my computer. And I made a cute thumbnail. I made a cute custom thumbnail for my Atlanta live stream that I was going to do. Now I don't even look like the same way as I did in that picture. That's okay though, it doesn't matter. And excuse me one moment. It sounds like there's a monster sneaking out of the faucet or something. Okay. Ah! Sorry, you were sliding. So, oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, there was constant construction going on in this building last year during the whole freaking lockdown because the old landlord who used to live in the attic had a freaking mental episode / drug induced freak out and attempted to break my door down because I don't know why. He thought something else was happening and he was trying to attack me. So that happened, and I had to go through this whole legal thing. If you go through my old videos, I think I was going through that in the middle of that. Yeah. And then because that happened, and it was right after freaking lockdown, and I was just like, great. What? I just lost both of my jobs. My freaking insane landlord just had a freaking meltdown and ripped a piece of banister off the staircase and was using it as a battering ram to try and break down my freaking door. My door is still messed up. Every time I walk in, I have that reminder right there. It's not like anybody fixed that because I still live here clearly. Anyways, what happened was I went through a little bit of a legal proceeding. And well, I didn't actually have to go, which was good because luckily they put him under observation. And while he was in observation at the hospital, he had another freak out and threw a chair through a glass door, at which point they decided that he was an unstable elderly man and needed a guardian. And so they sold the house. All of the tenants got to stay. And somebody new bought it, and yeah, cue construction the next several months. And today I'm like finishing up some work, and I hear some construction-y type sounds, and I don't know why, but like in the evening a whole bunch of construction people just show up and ripped the whole roof off. So yeah, there's no roof now, and that probably means that they're just going to come back for the next several days and make my life a noisy hellhole again. So I wanted to tell you guys that that's happening again too. Anyways, ugh, I really need to move. I really want to move. Before, I had some issues with this new landlord, so I wanted to move before, but I couldn't. Now, however, I can if I want to, but now I have the problem of not knowing where to go, or because I can go anywhere now. That's the thing. I've never had this before where I could live anywhere I wanted to. And when you can live anywhere you want to, it's kind of hard to know. It's hard to know where to go. It's exciting. I got a whole list of places that I consider moving, so I don't know. Or I could just find a different apartment or home. I was considering buying a home just so, well, I mean, if I was going to actually do that, I would probably need to wait a little longer. So I'm kind of deciding, Yeah. Just because, I don't know, I would like to be a landowner, maybe, since that's something that they say millennials aren't really allowed to do. I like to prove people wrong in whatever ways I can. So, yeah. It's like my life is what I wish it were, in a lot of aspects right now. But like compared to where I was a year ago, night and day, man, night and day. Yeah. So I know I'll figure it out. Yeah. And I know I'll figure this out. Did I? Oops. I think I did already show you guys my other. Yeah, I did already show you that. Never mind. Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff has happened, is the thing. In fact, so much has happened that I don't even know where to begin. And yeah. Well, clearly I've already begun. Now I just don't know where to end. Yeah. Anyways, a lot of good things coming together for me. A lot of good things coming together for me. Yeah. What I think I will do. Man, I sure seem sad for good things coming together, huh? You got me, man. I'm trying to figure that out too. But yeah, I guess that I'm kind of figuring out what I think is fun again. Because one of the guys, the one who started negging me, was actually asking me. That's what he asked me. He said, "What do you do for fun?" And to that, I had to pause and be like, fun? what do I do for fun? So the response I gave him was that, well, I used to like to go to events and things like that. So that's why I used to work in the event industry and I used to try to get involved all the time because that was fun for me. I liked it. But lately, I've tried going to a few events recently, just a couple events, just as a, not as a worker, but just as a person, because I thought maybe I would enjoy it more if I wasn't having to work. And I mean, it was nice, but at the same time, I'm just like, man, not the same as it was, you know? It's just not the same as it was. It's just not the same as it was. Yeah. Oh, I put this crystal in my bra. That's a funny way to end this. To try and help. This specific, I know that that's really silly, and I don't think that crystals are necessarily have any inherent properties or anything like that. This one, though, has a specific meaning for me. I do, however, believe in the idea of setting intentions, you know, and I do, however, believe in the idea of permission slips. So, this is one that I got specifically. You see how it's kind of like, it's kind of like a revealed in the center. Um, yeah, that's why I chose this. Is to me, this was symbolically something that I thought I could put the idea of like opening your heart, that idea, you know. So this is my heart opener, and I hoped I was having I was feeling a bit nervous before I started, and I sometimes if you give yourself a little permission slip, sometimes it helps, I think. And yeah. And so I said to myself, maybe if I put the heart opener by my heart, it'll work out. I don't know. Did it? I don't know. You tell me. I'm not sure. I also, let's see, I wrote some notes on this particular crystal too for what intentions I want to set. Because seriously, dudes, that's how down I've been feeling lately. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been feeling so down that I was like, maybe I need a freaking crystal, man. Need another freaking crystal. I need a new crystal, is what I need. Because I do have some crystals, you know. Whether or not they are magic or not. You tell me. I think they are as magical as you want them to be, personally. But I did a little sheet. And anyway, the intention behind this one, oh yeah, this is the heart opener. It is chrysoprase, and it is my joie de vivre. Joie de vivre. I always have heard it pronounced joie de vivre. But then I went to Google and Google pronounced it joie de vivre. So now I don't know what the truth is, man. But, anyways, I chose this one. Open and heal the heart chakra. Still don't know if I believe in chakras. Here's the thing, is I think I do. But I don't know if they actually are real or not. I don't know. But if they are, this thing is helping with it, I tell you what. And I like to think so, at least. I at least like to think so. I'm not going to put all of my eggs in that basket and say this is what is true, because quite frankly, I don't really know what is true. And quite frankly, over the past year and a half specifically, my skepticism of that community has skyrocketed. So, I don't know. It also improves emotional health, awakens the joy of life, detoxifies and releases pain. Specifically, emotional pain is what I was thinking because I've been in a lot of emotional pain lately. And gives growth mindset and patience. Those were the elements I put in here. So if I suddenly seem a lot more heart filled lately, maybe it worked. But yeah, that's why I picked this one, is because of the green. The green, like the heart chakra, and the way it's kind of encased in like the raw shell, but the heart is breaking through. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways. You guys probably think I'm so freaking weird, man. You're not wrong. I'm super freaking weird, actually. But in a good way, I think. Depends on who you ask, I guess. I don't know. If I could ask you, I wonder what you would say. Maybe I don't want to know sometimes. Because you never know what comes out of some people's mouths, huh? Then again, no. That's part of the fun of life, isn't it? I'm trying to see if I wrote something that you guys might like to hear. But since I haven't been telling you guys my thoughts lately, I'm almost done with this. I'm almost done with this diary. I started this one around the same time I started this YouTube channel. I guess it was when I was doing my early 2000s diary series, that one that I kind of stopped doing because every freaking entry was an emotional bombshell, man. I started doing episode 4 and I couldn't handle the emotions. So maybe at a later date. All right, guys. Well, okay, I like this one. I'll read this one because it is a little bit how I am feeling today. So, yeah. Some days you find yourself in agitation station, but it's only a stop. Soon your train will be rolling on. Yeah. I feel like I've been in a bit of an agitation station lately. I've been feeling, I don't know, better. I've been feeling better. Maybe I'll just leave it at that. Thanks for being here, bud. Appreciate you. Thank you to Cute Sad, I think. Maybe I'm not sure how to handle chats from here on out, you guys. I'm not sure. I don't mean to piss people off in the chat. I really don't. I'm just like talking. Yeah. I'm just like talking. So if you ever pop in the chat and I don't notice you or know what to say, like, just know it's not you, okay? It's just like a weird barrier thing, you know? There's just a barrier going on. That's all. Yeah. All right. Thank you for sitting in agitation station with me. Thanks for letting me gripe about my hair scenario. And yeah, I almost don't want to let you go. And but I must. And but I must. To better days, my friend, to better days. I'll try not to leave you alone for so long next time. Yeah. Bye.